The Clemson Tigers have already gotten in quite a bit of work this spring, unlike most teams across the country. That spring game is right around the corner on April 6th. We got Jason Priester here, of course, from allclemsontigers.com to break down some Clemson football for us. Jason, I know you're watching a lot of baseball these days. The basketball team, what's going on there? I think they got knocked out of the ACC tournament awfully quick.
Yeah, they got embarrassed, man. They didn't even show up. They got run out the building, if you ask me. They lost by 21. They were the 6th seed, lost to the number 11 seed Boston College by 21. Their worst loss of the season. They've lost 3 or 4. They'll kind of be limping into the NCAA tournament, man. And hot button topic amongst the Clemson fan base these days is Clemson basketball.
I don't think football ever stops being a hot button topic, so we'll get right into it. And before we go through our position breakdowns, since they have turned in quite a few reps here, what are we hearing out of spring camp?
Yeah, Clemson's already 10 practices in. It's hard to believe. They just broke Wednesday for spring break, so they'll be off the next week or so before they get back at it. Already have had a couple of scrimmages, and and talking to several people that have attended at least one of the scrimmages, some that have been at both, man, that they are reaping some high praise on this offense. They say it's looked really good, knowing, I guess, as opposed to last year, and knowing they need to take some giant leaps forward this year in year 2 under Garrett Riley. By all accounts, both quarterbacks have been really good. Freshman receiver Bryant Wesco has received a ton of praise from just about everybody you talk to. Same thing for freshman linebacker Sammy Brown. But maybe the biggest thing for me is the offensive line and some of the good things you're hearing about how they are starting to come along and gel under new offensive line coach Matt Luke. And it's not just stuff you're hearing from Dabo that you might could consider coach speak. You hear it from some of the players, like the running backs were extremely they were complimentary of the offensive line after the first scrimmage. Talked to a guy that was at both scrimmages the other night. He was extremely impressed about the progress the offensive line is making. So maybe Clemson's finally got the right guy in the right place at the right time to kind of get that thing moving forward in the right direction.
So it's a week off, and then it's a week back, or maybe just a few practices. I think they get in, 15, and then there's the spring game?
Yeah, they've already had 10, so I can't remember exactly how. They get 4 or 5 left, and then they'll have the spring game on the 6th. I think they actually take off for 10 days for spring break, which the last practice was Wednesday. I got the schedule somewhere around me. I can't ever remember what it is exactly. I think they get back at it next. Not this weekend, but next.
Are you going to get a chance to see him again?
Not until the spring game. They usually let us in for 3 of the first practices, and I had a death in the family that prevented me from going to the last 2, so I only got to see the very first one, and there wasn't a whole lot to see outside of I spent a lot of time watching Sammy Brown, and, man, he looks the part, man. Golly, he is so explosive. Going to be hard to keep that guy off the field.